Every year, there are millions of animals killed in laboratories all around the world due to humans performing experiments on them. According to Humane Society International, animal testing refers to procedures performed on living animals for purposes of research into basic biology and diseases, assessing the effectiveness of new medical products, and testing the human health and/or environmental safety of consumer and industry products, such as cosmetics, household cleaners, food additives, pharmaceuticals, and industrial agrochemicals. Every one of those procedures may potentially cause physical or mental harm to animals. So many different species are used in animal testing, but according to the Humane Society, some of the primary animals include cats, dogs, guinea pigs, hamsters, mice, primates, pigs, rabbits, and rats. Many cosmetic brands in the United States are involved in the testing of products on animals. Mary Kay is one of those brands. On their website, they state, "No product sold or manufactured in the United States is testing on animals. Mary Kay does not conduct animal testing on our products or ingredients." This information is given in carefully chosen wording. They are implying that Mary Kay themselves do not perform the testing and that it is not done in the United States. It is in order to trick people into thinking that Mary Kay is not in any way involved in animal testing. According to PETA's website, Mary Kay is listed as a company that pays for tests on animals in China. It is unknown if David Hall, the CEO of Mary Kay, is aware of the actual harm and risks of testing his company's products on animals. It is our job as consumers and animal lovers to fight for a change in testing on animals and bring awareness to the people who can help stop this large issue. Other than the ethical issues animal testing poses, it does not correctly predict real-world human reaction. Animal testing is not an accurate method of research for humans for a number of reasons. Due to humans being a different species than the animals tested, humans may react differently to certain products than animals have. The differences between the species are likely a main part of why human clinical trials fail. According to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, the use of animal experimentation can cause human suffering by producing misleading safety and efficiency data. The physiological and genetic differences between humans and other animals is the biggest obstacle that invalidates the use of animals to study human-related products. While many scientists have recognized the genetic differences among species as a barrier to translation, they have attempted to insert human genes into other species' genomes. In spite of that, human genes may function differently in other species than it does in humans. Something called lethal dose tests are performed on many rats in order to test the amount of chemical that is large enough dose to cause death. In a type of study like this, usually it is rats that are forced to swallow large amounts of chemicals. According to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, there had been a study performed on non-human primates in which they had received 500 times the human dose for at least 4 consecutive weeks. In this study, it was found that non-human primates had not experienced the awful effects that humans showed almost immediately. Based on the results of that experiment, it proves that the lethal dose tests in animals, even on animals very similar to humans, are not effective in testing a toxic amount of product consumed in humans. As a result of animal testing, humans can be exposed to crucial and avoidable harm. Animal testing is not only inaccurate, but is also unethical and inhumane. Mary Kay is a cosmetic brand that has a ton of skincare products. In order to test skincare products on animals, they will shave the animal's fur and place the chemicals on the animal's skin. This can put animals in a great deal of pain, but it is typically done with no pain relievers distributed. According to the Humane Society, skin and eye irritants are rubbed into the shaved skin and dripped into the eyes of rabbits that are restrained, without any pain relief during or after the experimentation. They have also stated that experiments of this type are excruciatingly painful and can vary from days to years, with symptoms such as vomiting, irritation, rashes, bleeding, weight loss, paralysis, tumors, heart failure, cancer, and even death. This shows that there are no limits on the severity of the pain and suffering in which these animals experience. Some of the animals experimented on are used for multiple experiments over many years, which can cause extreme psychological harm to these innocent creatures. According to PETA, most animals are confined to barren cages, socially isolated, and psychologically traumatized. The animals that are tested on have thoughts and feelings, yet they're treated like nothing more than laboratory equipment. This puts a lot of stress on the animals, which may later lead to physical health complications. When social animals are isolated, it can increase anxiety and stress levels. It is psychologically abusive to hold social animals captive in isolated cages. According to the Farm Animal Welfare Education Center, stress can have many negative effects on animals, such as changes in the immune system, an increased susceptibility to disease, decreased feed intake and rumination, inhibition of oxytocin release, and reduced fertility, along with other things. The psychological effects of animal testing may prevent those animals from ever being able to live a happy, normal life if they were ever to be released. Unfortunately, majority of animals used in experimentation are never released, but rather killed after. This is not a humane way to end an animal's suffering, but it is so that the animals can further be examined through dissections. There are many alternatives to animal testing. Rather than cosmetic companies such as Mary Kay testing new ingredients and products on animals, they can easily use the thousands of products with a long history of safe use that do not require any additional testing. Mary Kay can ensure the safety to consumers by choosing to create products already deemed safe for human use. There are also non-animal testing methods that many cosmetic brands use. According to an article posted on foodcircle.com, some non-animal testing methods include in vitro testing using human cells and tissues, in silico testing using computer model techniques, and research with the help of human volunteers. There are also bacterial studies and robotics, but those three types are currently the most widely used within the cosmetic industry. Animal testing done in China is not openly displayed on Mary Kay's website due to them not wanting a bad reputation. CEOs such as David Hall know that advertising information like that may cause many people to not purchase their products. We as consumers can decide to not buy from a company that pays people to unethically test chemicals on innocent animals that cannot speak for themselves. Through this, it is hoped that David Hall is encouraged to stop his company's animal testing altogether and turn to alternative methods that many cosmetic companies already use.